Hello everyone, welcome again. Farmhouse Kitchen in Portland here. My name is Chef Kasem, chef owner for Farmhouse Kitchen. And today I am making a Khao Soy Neua. Last video I did, and then people go crazy, and then we received a bunch of email, a bunch of phone call to reserve the Khao Soy. But again, this is limited order. It doesn't have every day, so check it out. And today I am making for the whole weekend special. I will show you guys a bunch of ingredients that is really common use as a Thai cooking, or even easy to find at the market. And let me show you here. So in order to do the good Khao Soy, it's the best is on the soup. The soup base has to come out right. You cannot just make it too spicy or too salty, too sweet. It is a good combination of the herbs, soup, and coconut milk. And I will show you 3 steps. The first step is to make a good broth. This is the tap water. I put in the big pot because I'm gonna make for the whole crew. And this is the green leaf, the pandan leaf, well known as the Thai vanilla or Asian vanilla. Is really if Asian cooking, this is meant to be for dessert. But to me, it is such a good aromatic to make any kind of soup, to have the smell and scent. I can smell it, and so nice. So I'm gonna drop here in the pot. And also you see the lemongrass here. Lemongrass is more a spice that brought out such a beautiful flavor. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna snap it to make it more the oil from the lemongrass will its scent. And then I'm gonna swing it, and then I'm gonna dip to the pot. Some people prefer to cut, but I would suggest to snap or to smash it with something else, because we want to get the aromatic and the oil from the lemongrass to come out, instead of sharp knife cuts. It doesn't come out the same way. Again, so I use a large pot with medium half fill of the water, and I use 3 lemongrass, 1 bunch of the pandan leaf, and this is the Kaffir leaf. So Kaffir leaf will give such a beautiful strong smell. So if you don't like the strong smell, don't use too much. But today I'm making in the Thai way. So I'm gonna put about a cup of the lemon, the Kaffir leaf. Also, this is called Asian ginger. So Asian ginger is more like Galangal. Galangal is spicier. I'm sorry. And the smell really intense of a lot of spice that's mixed well with the ginger, mixed well with the lemongrass, that will brought out such a beautiful soup broth. And I'm gonna put this also. The recipe will be available at Thai farm. I'm sorry. The recipe will be available at farmhousethai.com. So just check on it, Khao Soy, on the link below. You'll see the whole list. I will try to put the best I could, but if you feel you need more information, you have my email, you have my cell phone. Just text, email me. I will be the one who reply you back. All right. And I'm gonna wait until the water is boiling, and then I will put all the beef inside. The reason is because we just want to make sure that all the broth and the spices, the herbs mix well, blend together, and then that's how we want to get the soup done, right? All right, so the pot is boiling. So if you can see, even the water turned into a light green, because all the herbs and spices that been boiled and then been such aromatic inside the water already. That's how we want. So I'm gonna start putting the beef into the pot slowly. Okay, มาดูที่เนื้อ โ Wow, look at that. The whole bone is filled up to the pot. And you know, to me, it is simple. It seemed like, wow, it's too much meat. No, because you know, you're gonna slowly cook it until like the meat is shrink down, and then you see the good portion for the whole pot. And this recipe is for the restaurant use. So you know, if you do like home cooking, just you know, walk down to the neighbor and then ask everyone to come to enjoy you know, the Khao Soi. All right. And what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna lower down the heat to medium. The reason is we don't want to get too boiled for the beef, because you know, you want to get like a clear broth. Otherwise, you know, if you put too high heat, everything will explode inside the meat, including the blood, and then the blood will come out, and you don't want that. You don't want to get like too dark or too thick broth. Okay, all right. Okay, so the beef will take about like 3.5 hours. So you know, we have a lot of time to do something else. While I'm waiting for the beef to be cooked for 3 hours, I'm gonna start making the curry paste, you know, from the fresh. So if you see here, we have like a bunch of like, you know, fresh ingredients that we really need to make it clear for everyone who follow this recipe. For example, I have like cumin seed, I have the fennel seed, clove, this is Szechuan pepper. If anyone don't know about like Szechuan pepper, the taste is more like, you know, spice, and it's intense spice. It will make you tongue numb for like, you know, 20 minutes if you eat it itself alone. But to us, you know, to make sure that this spice mix well, blend well with the curry paste, we really need to toss it out to get the oily out. And you see like this is the fermented beans that you can find anywhere in the Asian market. This is my favorite one. This is shrimp paste, fermented shrimp paste, to make the curry more like, you know, elegant in flavor, and then a lot of fishy that will make sure that, you know, with the eggs noodle you will be pleased. So I'm gonna start, you know, turn on the heat to medium. And then I'm gonna start putting all the spices ที่แผ่น So first thing, you know, if this is your first time, you don't want to burn yourself in the kitchen. So just maybe low down the heat too low. But to me, you know, I get used to with the heat already. So I'm gonna start poaching. Again, you know, if you guys looking for the whole recipe, I am making in the website farmhousethai.com. Again, farmhousethai.com, you see the whole recipe of cooking. So I'm gonna toss, you know, all the spices together. It will take some time, but you know, you will start smelling like a bunch of like aromatic, burning. So don't worry, you know, because we need that. We want to get like aromatic spice. I put the dry chili. You know, talk about dry chili in the Asian market. Most of the time you see like a bunch of what kind of red chili or dry chili. Some people love spice, so maybe you go with like, you know, red iceberg or cayenne pepper. Some people doesn't like spice. Check with the market, you know, and tell them. They probably know what you're looking for. You start, you know, hear like the popping sound, just like a popcorn, because you know the heat it works itself. So wow, smells so good. And now I'm lowering the heat down to low because, you know, I don't want to get too burned on my spice. I remember when I take the class on the, you know, the Indian cooking. Wow, this is it. Smells so good. Again, you know, Indian cooking, Thai cooking, Chinese cooking, we play around with the spice. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you see the same method, sometimes you see the same spice. Don't worry, it will come out good. Yeah. Most of people ask me, Chef, how long? I would say like about 5 minutes, or you stink. You don't want to get burned, and you don't want to get like uncooked of the spice. So now the whole house filled up with the chili smell. So before doing that, unalarm yourself or open more on the window and doors, okay? Because Thai food is talk about more on the spice and then the chili. Yeah, cooking is not like something that you unpack and then use it right away. I mean, like as a chef, you always want to get everything fresh out from scratch. The reason is because such a beautiful, tastier, smell better, and it's yourself. If you love salty, you can add more salt or fish sauce on. But I really don't like the one that pre-cooked thing. Okay, I think my spice is ready. So next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna smash it with like the Asian mole here. So I grew up with this. I played with this when I was young, and until now I still in love and enjoy using this. Some people like, oh, I can use the blender. Yes, of course, you can use the blender, but the taste will come out not the same, because again, the blender is using a sharp knife to chop things. So when you're using a sharp knife to chop things, you don't get the oil from the spice come out. So this is smashed, and then I'm gonna smash on this side. All right. Just put a little bit by a little bit. Otherwise, when you smash, the whole thing will you don't want to shake the whole house. And I start with like slowly, not. Woo, smells so nice. And again, this recipe of the spice blend is almost similar to lap. Lap Nua is, we're using the spice to blend. It smells stronger than like lap from like, the central part of Thailand, which is Bangkok. And the specialty of like, northern spice, again, we're not using only dry chili to make lap. We use more like other herbs, for example, colander seed, cumin seed to make lap. It will brought out like such a beautiful strong smell. Next step, I will use the same pan with medium heat. I'm gonna toss garlic. Again, I love to work with like, two ways. The first way is the dry stuff, which is all those kind of dry thing, and then now we are working on the wet stuff, which is garlic. I'm gonna start tossing garlic. And red onion, slight red onion. You can do like quickly chop. The reason is we don't want to get too big chunks. We're making curry. So if you're looking for recipe, again, it will be available at the website. And the website is farmhousethai.com. And I'm gonna torch it and then let it cook. Wow, smells so good! Oh my god! you can tell. Okay, so while we are waiting for the onions and garlic to be cooked, we're gonna talk about like curry here. I have the yellow curry here, the one that's available at the market. I use the Messi brand. So the reason I use Messi brand because I love like the ingredient that they use. Everything is organic and everything is more like Thai taste. I try a couple of brands which is they try to adapt and use for like Americanized. For example, they don't use the shrimp paste in the curry paste, which is the line. That is more like something that people don't understand. What a different brand that they use a different ingredients. But to me, Messi is the best. And as the restaurant cooking for the God, curry paste like green curry paste, yellow, red, we always use the one that we got here. But for the Khao Soi, they don't sell it, so we have to make it from scratch. Yeah. Wow, you can see like the garlic get a little bit burned up. Caramelization start working on the onions, and that is how we're going to make the Khao Soi broth. Aromatic sweetness from onions and garlic will work on the killing the fishy thing on the beef. All right. Now so nice. So I'm gonna let the heat cook, and then we will talk here. Over here you will see like two colors. One is more like off yellow, and another one is bright yellow. So the bright yellow is turmeric, and this one is curry powder. So when we talk about like curry powder, turmeric, it sounds like the same, but it's different. This one is more like tangy spice, up to the note. But the yellow curry, it's blend between turmeric and colander seed, all kind of spices that they blend as a yellow curry. And this is the bay leaf. So bay leaf I normally use for like to give a touch whenever we combine all ingredients together, and then the bay leaf gives us a tannin smell, and then a beautiful taste out from the soup. And these three ingredients we're gonna use at the end when we seasoning the curry. All right. Wow. So I would say like if you are thinking to making the Khao Soy Neua, follow this recipe, you will need about like 4 hours, not including like steam the noodles and to serve with like all the spices. For example, like the chili oil, lambs cut, those kind of extra pep. So plan before, all right? It's not just only this and then done. Not so good. think the garlic and red onions is ready. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna try to snap the cheese again. So I'll try to take like more garlic because garlic is needs some time help to work on. I'm going to put on this table. Smash it. Smells so nice. I remember when I was young, my mom tried to cheer me up, like, oh, whenever you hear this noise of like smashing thing on the Thai mole, they can tell what kind of person or characters look like. If you heard like a noise that pow with the confidence, that is the good person that you can trust in the future. He or she gonna grow up in the good way. That is what I remember. So I try to pow like the way that she asked for, and that is how my spice curry paste come out right. And so funny thing that she just lied to make sure that I pow it right, and that's how I remember when I was young. And it's true, if you like to put too small, the feeling of the curry will be different. So to pow the curry paste or anything like even papaya salad, you have to pow it right. Otherwise, you smash it in the wrong way. The texture of the papaya salad will come out not the same. And I think it take almost finished. Again, we are looking about like 60%, 70%. I don't want to get puree thing and then taste will not good because it's blend too much. And okay, so I'm gonna transfer this to bowl. Then I'm gonna put more on the onions. Okay, I think I got what I need. Scoot back to the pan. The next step is to combine all ingredients for the curry paste, and then we start making the curry. I'm gonna put everything here and then transfer to the pot that make a curry. All right. So let's see. I have the cooking oil here. I put about like a cup, and then I have yellow curry here. Yellow curry about 2 cups. Red curry about 2 cups. So I put medium heat. And today Portland is really windy and cold, so it makes the curry paste get into like really thick. So just slowly release it out. And during the time I put all dry spice, curry powder, turmeric, to mix together to get the Khao Soi curry paste. You'll see like it will start making the spice oil to go around, and that is a good sign. Again, if this is the first time, I would say like start from like low heat and then feel yourself, adjust the heat yourself. Even me sometimes, I burn stuff, but to me, I know how to work with the heat. That is, something that everyone needs to like get used to your own style. So I almost get the curry paste mixed well. Okay, I think we got the curry paste. I'm gonna transfer to the container, half of it. So this container is about 3 cups, and what we're supposed to get in here is about 4 cups. I'm gonna put the coconut milk out from the cans. Let coconut milk mix well with the curry paste with low heat. I will show you the reason why. It'll take some time, you see here the oily stuff. It is the good stuff. It is the chili oil that we're looking for the curry. And the coconut milk will release the coconut oil. Okay, so I add a little bit more on the coconut milk. As you see, like you see more on the oil came out, because that is the spicy oil that mixed well with the coconut oil, and that is aromatic, and then all the creamy spices that you can see from the curry paste. I'm gonna keep stir. The more you stir, the better mix well, because you don't want to get like everything burned under pot. And then if you burn like 10% of the curry paste, it will ruin the whole thing, because you don't want to get like burning smell on the pot. Wow, turned out so good. You see like the oil that mixed well with the curry paste. Wow, I'm so proud of my grandparents' recipe. And I'm gonna continue keep adding coconut milk to the pot. Slowly add, because it will release the fat out easier. You see that one? Oh my god. Imagine with the beef. Oh wow, noodles, even over rice. I love it. Keep stirring until like you see about like 40% of the oil come up, and then that is the time that we're going to stop. Yeah, this method is really important. Even like you're making red curry, yellow curry, beef. It is the unique way that it will bring out such beautiful aromatic from the coconut milk. Because sometimes people thought like super easy to dump everything into the pot, and the result won't come out the same way. everything is almost done. I'm gonna put the shrimp paste and then the fermented beans, bay leaf here, and I'm gonna use it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it off and then let it sit about like 5 minutes before we transfer to the pot. Okay, then I'll come back. Okay, so during we're waiting for the beef to cook, you see like a lot of blood that come out in the top, so I just skim it. Skim it out, to clean the blood. Otherwise, if you don't skim now, it will go down to the blood, and you don't like that. You see like a lot of blood on top. It's normal. It means it's cooking. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add fish sauce to the pot to make more like to seasoning the broth. All right. You see like the meat starting to cook, and the reason I love ribeyes because it has a lot of like fat and meat in the texture is about like to melt all the soup together. Wow, so good. Here. I don't want to waste anything. Oh, you see the color. Oh my god. That's what we're going to drink tonight. Alright. And I am about to add a little bit of water, not too much. Then mix it. Wow. All right. All right. So by the time on here, I'm gonna add the fish sauce. Again, the whole recipe will be available at farmhousethai.com. I will make sure that every single detail you want to know will list there. So I put about like 2 cups of the fish sauce on a big pot. And on this pot, I'm gonna put the rest of the coconut milk. Okay, so I am about to put the smashed garlic and shallot or red onions to the pot. Okay, and I think the last part is to wait for the beef. Another 3 hours. All right, I will see you then. But wow, so good! Look at that. It's been braised for like almost 3 hours and a half, and I believe this is about time to continue. So as I mentioned before, put it in the between medium to low heat. So that's why you're not going to get like the big, thick, black thick broth. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna turn off the heat, and then I'm gonna transfer the broth to another pot of the curry that we made, the curry paste with coconut milk. Okay. Wow, if you are here, I feel like you're going to get like a big smell from like the beef juice. So good. taking the broth to the curry pot, and what I'm gonna do next, I will take the meat and lay it over on the tray. Let it get cold a little bit before we start prepping it, keeping it for the curry. Look at how big the bone, you know. That is how we got the juice out. Wow, look at this, even bigger than my smile. Who's hot? Oh my god, look at this. So good. I can smell the spice. I can see the colors come out right. The fat on top, we're gonna skim it on. Don't worry, you know. But some people love to leave it there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let it you know, cook for another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna put back to the kitchen. All right. I'm going to make the condiments for the curry, which is the crispy noodle. So I'm going to make it round side. Here we go. This thing cook really fast, so watch out, right? Don't get burned. Okay, now we got it. Next, we're going to steam the egg noodles. I personally like, you know, prefer the small rice noodle, but some people. Okay. So let it cook. So by the time, you know, let it cook, we just go ahead and then steam the beans. Don't let it cook too much, otherwise, you know, you lose the crispness, the crunchiness that's going to get from that. Okay. So here we got the noodle and the bean sprout cooked, and then I'm gonna slide the chut ribs and put on top. Look how easy get out from the bowl. Slide the meat. Some people love to cook the chop ribs inside the curry broth. If you prefer, like, you know, intense spice, do it. But you know, to me, it doesn't change any texture much. Look how juicy and, you know, fatty that you're going to get from the curry. So I'm gonna put the broth over the beef. Look how beautiful. Oh my goodness. Spicy kick from the note. The curry is such a beautiful textures. And I'm gonna put here my crispy noodles. And then I'm gonna go to, most of people ask me what's the topping. I would say like green onions and cilantro on top, red onions, and then it's always served with a piece of lamb, fried shallots, and here we go, the magic, the lamb juice. Okay. Alright, I got a Khao Soy Neua, 4 hours. You know, I'm so proud of it. We've spent a lot of time on, and then let me show you how to eat. First rule, always break the noodles and then mix well before you take a bite. And look at this, the curry that gives such a beautiful smell. Alright, let me show you the first bite. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my god, so good. Join me, alright? Farmhouse Kitchen, Portland.